Well, videos of an Indian student being handcuffed and pinned to the ground at Newark Airport in the United States before being deported sparked massive outrage, even as tensions continue to brew in the United States over immigration. Now, more visuals have emerged showing the harsh treatment being meted out to the student, who is heard asserting that the authorities were bent upon declaring him mentally unfit. According to a witness who recorded the video, the student appeared to be in distress and was crying as the port authorities and the police officers restrained him. As of now, there is no confirmation if the said individual has left Newark or has arrived in India. Now, Kunal Jain, philanthropist and founder of the Kaushalam Foundation, who in fact witnessed the incident and captured the disturbing video at Newark Airport, is joining us live at this point in time. Kunal, appreciate you being here with us. First of all, want to understand from you what exactly transpired in front of your eyes at the Newark Airport, and what did you notice before you thought that this is something worth filming?
Well, see, initially, because this guy was speaking in Haryanvi Hindi, so it was very difficult to understand for any of us. So initially, a lot of people probably thought that he is a Mexican national and they are taking him away. But then when I saw his face, I tried to understand what he was speaking, and he was speaking in Haryanvi Hindi that मैं पागल नहीं हूँ, ये मुझे पागल बना रहे हैं. फिर हमको थोड़ा सा एहसास हुआ कि ये इंडियन है, और चूंकि वो फ्लाइट इंडिया जा रही थी, तो there was no other way to find out that he was taken into that flight. And initially, that boy was sitting on the chair, but then later on, what he started doing is he started his head to the wall, and that's when I think these authorities realized that he may hurt himself or he may do something crazy. They have pinned him down on the floor, and they sit on him. And that's when he started yelling and screaming the same thing, that मैं पागल नहीं हूँ, ये लोग मुझे पागल बना रहे हैं. So, and at that time they wanted to push him into the aircraft. So they called the pilot, and pilot came and he said, no, I cannot allow as of this moment, because he is violent and he could be a threat to the existing passengers. My thought process at that point was that probably this guy would have come in the morning from the incoming flight from Delhi. So what they do is, normally immigration authorities, if they find at the port of entry that the person's visa, which was probably awarded by Delhi or Mumbai embassies or anywhere, it might be an error, or this person has some medical issues or something that he cannot enter into the United States, they send the person with the same aircraft back. So point I'm trying to make is, Indian embassy should have the information of this person by now, and they should know where exactly, what was the purpose of his visit. Was he traveling for fun, business, cannot be business. He was a young guy, probably 20-year-old, 21-year-old. If he was a student, was he coming for a university program? Whatever may be the case, but that scene was so brutal. How they were handling him, how they were pinning him down, how they tied his hands and legs. You can see that in the video, like his entire hand, and then he was in the back. So it was very, very brutal for most of our people. Most of the Indians who were standing in the queue, we were discussing it a little bit, but most of them were not even paying attention. I offered these policemen, I offered that, can I talk to him in Hindi, because I know Hindi very well. And they said, no, you are not allowed to interfere. And there was another doctor who was a psychologist, I think. He said, I can probably help, and they denied him as well. Now, when it started flaring up, they called more police, because they thought that these two people won't be able to control him. So their plan was to forcefully put them into the aircraft so that he can come back to India. But I think that didn't happen, because the private airline, United Airlines, and they would not want to take him, because they thought that he was a threat to other passengers. So that's what happened in front of us. I'm not going into any debate what is right, wrong, or whatever it is, but it felt really bad as an Indian to see this scene. That's all I can say.
Well, is this also indicative of what's happening in the United States when it
It
comes
is, it
to
is, it
the
is, it is.
immigration fallout, if I can call it, that's taken place in the country?
Yeah, so if you must have been tracing like what's going on in LA and other places, it's more like it has become a hype. My two nephews, they just finished their graduation from Rutgers. So one of them sent me a message this morning. He said, even there is a new rule which is being passed that even if as a student, foreign student, you get a citation for traffic citation, which is not even a crime. It is not a punishable crime. You pay the citation fee and you're done. They are planning, the administration is planning to put that forever in your record that you got three citation, two citation, or whatever it is. And if you have citation, it can lead you to terminate your university privileges and they can send you back. So, I don't know how practically these things are possible, but whenever there is a conflict between something to implement on the ground at practical level between foreign students and a normal students like local students, it will always have this huge conflict because I mean student community is like big. So anything you implement for them, it's going to be a huge chaos. And I think that's a chaos which is going on right now.
Did anybody stop you from recording this? Do you think?
One person came. I mean, they cannot. I mean, I don't know. I mean, nobody else tried, but one person says you cannot record it, and I said, well, it's public place. I mean, unless it's somewhere it's written that you cannot record it, then it's a different thing. But public places you can record in America. Nobody stops. Nobody can stop.
Hmm.
And the only thing they could have avoided is by not doing that public display of. But probably they did not anticipate that anybody would agitate because most of these cases, what happens when the people who are barred from the port of entry, they remain calm, they are sent back in the same aircraft, and they don't have to use the force. But in this case, probably this kid was disoriented. He lost his kind of train of thought because he was just distressed with these people. So when he started like hitting himself and becoming a little bit violent, then they have to use the force.
Kunal, appreciate you joining us. Thank you so much for being here. All right, moving on.